Welcome everybody. We are in session 2 of our class, and today's focus is graphic user interface testing, which is not a big deal by itself, but since you are career changers and you are going to work somewhere for the very first time, so knowledge of graphic user interface rules and guidelines will help you to not exactly to get a job, maybe a little bit, but to impress people when they hire you, because from the day one of your employment you will report bugs on graphic user interface. You remember that software testing essentially is comparing the actual behavior of the product, software application, with intended behavior, so requirements against actual implementation. So nobody expects you to write lots of functionality issues on the first day, because you need certain time to learn the application. That is how it happens. So you start with learning the software. Each and every company, no matter how many years of experience you have, you start with learning what that application is for. Now, you come to the company and you start writing bug reports, not functionality, but graphic user interface bug reports. You impress people. You might write easily like 15-20 bug reports a day. So it gives you certain credit in keeping the job. I'm not saying you really need that credit, but you know what? In case you do need the credit, so you have it. It's given. And I'm probably the only one who is talking about graphic user interface testing on YouTube. If you search YouTube for GUI testing or graphic user interface testing, I'm the only one who covers that. It is extremely helpful when you are in a career change situation, when you are going to your first job. It might be less important when you go to second job and third job, but for the first job it is important. That is why we include that into our course. So what we give you here at the end of session 2, we have that link, and Tolia, the company which created that page, Tolia is a part of Oracle now. So Oracle purchased them. They used to take our interns, and they still take interns, by the way, and they have lots of employees in that group from our school. And they would give you that page and say, hey, tell me which bugs you can find on it. The page has multiple bugs of different level of, how to say, being self-evident. For example, let's say the word rejected is misspelled, you can see it. Same as the word invoice, which is misspelled. It is kind of self-evident. It's obvious. It doesn't really require anything but very basic, grammar skills. Now, some bugs are more sophisticated. For example, it searches for invoices, and invoices, let's say, from June 5th till September 30th of same year. But you know what? If you look at the format here, 6/5/2011, 4 digits. And if you compare it with the date format here, which is 2 digits, then dash, not slash anymore, it's dash, then 3 letters for a month, not digits anymore, it is letters, then another dash instead of slash, and then 2011. So that format is much more, substantially different from invoice date, which might not be that obvious, but you really have to pay attention to things like that. We have something here which is more difficult to find out. For example, you look at the amount column here, and you see that the table with search results is sorted by the amount column, and you have that gray arrow here. Let me run a similar application. Okay, here is a similar application with that same kind of error. See, it is on the date column. So, and the direction of the error. It goes down or it goes up. So it decides if it actually tells you if the column is sorted, or the whole table is sorted by it is descending in ascending or descending order. So that is the direction of the error. But the error itself is given to the column by which it is sorted. Okay, I can sort by size. I can sort by length of the video. It's about videos. Okay, so exact same graphic user interface actually. So now, what do we have here? We understand that the table is sorted by the amount column. Good. And then you look through and you say, it's growing, it is growing a little bit, it's growing, and then boom. 409 is more than 376, so it is not sorted properly. So that specific value, 22,409.37, doesn't belong here. So it should be down, one row down. But you know what? Yeah, that is easier to see. I mean, that is something more obvious. But now, guys, look at the direction of that arrow, gray arrow. So the column is sorted in opposite error. The largest number should be number 1. The lowest number should be the last one. But it is not working like that. It's opposite. So what I'm saying, that table, that page, that web page, was given to people to test, and the condition here is you do not really click on anything. You don't say, you know what, when I click that purchase order, nothing happens. Nothing should happen. You are given one page, and that is user interface. Okay, it's not functionality, it's interface. So you're not supposed to click on anything. All the bugs you find in the way it looks, not in the way it functions. Okay, let me see if we've got any questions so far or any issues to be taken care of. Good, guys. Any questions, by the way? Any questions so far? No, nobody is typing. Good. So you were given that homework. So you know the rules of the game, and for those who didn't do the homework, I can say, okay, here is the video which explains the rules of graphic user interface. Here is the PowerPoint about the graphic user interface rules. And then we have something we did before in our class, recordings of the previous sessions, but that is the most recent one. That class started on October 13th, so October 15th was the second session. Basically, you did have a chance to see pretty much what will happen today by watching that video. That is actually your homework. That is what you are supposed to do. So let's do it this way. You had to where is it here? You had to go and write bug reports on the school forum, and so prior to that you had to create your accounts on the school forum, which is different. So now, and we see here 10 people participating. So we do not see 100. We have just 10 people participating. I can tell you guys that whatever assignment you get here, there used to be people before you. Look at that. So Tolia bug reports. So we have quite a few, before, and then if you scroll down, again, Tolia bug reports, 4 pages, 30 people participating. So if you cannot find much, you can look at what other people are doing. But 10% participation level is not what will bring you to the results. So to me, if you are in that class, so you want to get a job. And if you want to get a job, you have to participate, you have to spend enough time, and you have to have commitment to do it and to spend enough time, you know. And I would say you would rather have enthusiasm about it because it is going to change your life dramatically. If you do not participate, guys, I can tell you today, okay, it is going to end up nowhere. I mean, it's obvious. Another thing which bothers me actually is when you did the test. So first one we had 132 participants, and the last one we had 46 participants out of 100. Actually, maybe more than 100 because we have the extra group with people who are repeating the class. You are given 3 sessions to find out if you do have commitment and if you do have time to participate in the class. So 46 out of 100 is better than 10, but let me tell you, what about other 54 people? Or maybe more than that. I think, yeah. In that classroom right now we have 119. So where are the rest of the people? So going back to the bug reports, yeah. Let's see what you've done there. So we have Eugene Berezin. Okay. Eugene starts with environment. He says System OS Mac 10.10, Windows 10. So it looks like he is testing on 2 different operating systems, which might be fine. Might be cool if you work in that company which, how to say, which develops that application. So you might see certain differences when you look through different browsers on something. I don't think you're going to find any differences related to browsers. That is my guess. I don't know. Maybe. And the page itself may be 5 years old. So the most recent browsers might really have problems. I don't know. But you were not asked to do browser compatibility testing. So you were asked to take whatever browser you have and find as many bugs as you can. And remember, if you go out for an interview, you do not have half an hour or 55 minutes to do that. So you have 5 minutes. You just look at it and you start talking. Okay, here and here and here and here. That is pretty much how it happens. No default button. Purchase order. Okay. No default button. Purchase order. What the hell is default button? Purchase order. I don't know what you mean really. Default button is something you find in dialog boxes. Let's say if I go to Notepad and say edit find. So then find next is a default button, because if I hit the enter key, it will push the default button. But since you do not have Windows application, you have a web page. A web page doesn't have to have default button, especially if that page is not visible 100% on the screen. So if you push that enter key on your keyboard, if you hit that enter key, you don't even have any idea which buttons are available and which one will be pushed. I don't know. It doesn't have to have, really. Doesn't have to have default button. Tab order is interrupted between fields purchase order and from amount. Purchase order and from amount. Okay, let's take a look. So I am in the invoice number field, and I do tab on my keyboard, and it goes to the General Electric. And you remember, the correct tab order is left to right, top to bottom, unless there is some logical way, which is different. So far it goes fine. It goes top to bottom. Okay, what's next? Purchase order. Good. So far so good. Then I do another tab, and it looks like it disappeared, but it didn't disappear. It jumped on the binocular here. It is right here. So what if I click on it? No, it doesn't click. It doesn't function. But oh no. Okay, just a second. Tab. Yeah, I'm trying to push the button. It didn't disappear. it goes to that button, but we do not see that much, which is different problem. But it is right here. So one more time, I do one tab, and then another tab, and it comes to the right place. So it was on the button. Button is another GUI element. If I do another tab, it shouldn't go to this field. From this field, it should go to the 2. Look at that. Wow. I'm sorry, it is a static. Yeah, I'm sorry. It shouldn't go to the static, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where is it now? Right now, it should be on the search button, I think. Okay, one more time. Search button, next. I don't know where it goes next. Okay, then it goes to the browser itself. So, what I'm saying, what happened here is not like tab order was interrupted. So there was no indication of binocular having the tab order stop on it. For example, if we do that, let's say here, so when I do tab, okay, next time it goes to match case. You see that dotted line is called dot, from the word dot, D-O-T, dotted line. Then it goes to find next. You see dotted line, replace, cancel. So you see where the input focus is. And on that interface, which is web interface anyway, so you do not see much. So what is another one? Bug reports. No. Okay, so let's move to Jura. Okay. Windows 8.1 browser Chrome. Okay. Tab order is disappearing in purchase order and appear from amount. Default button is not inside. I don't know what you mean. What is default button to you? And it doesn't have to be there. It's not must. It will be must in a dialog box, in Windows operating system dialog box, Windows application dialog box, but not on the web page. From amount title has colon, unlike other titles. From amount, it's not a colon. From amount is a label. Okay, that is a label. Purchase order is a label. Customer is a label. They are labels to the text fields, which are to the right of the labels. From amount is a label, and it comes with the colon here, and all other fields should have that colon. That is the rule of graphic user interface. So what you are complaining about is the right thing. So default from amount title, or it's not title, it's I'm sorry, it's not a title, it is label, has colon unlike other titles, which is good. What is not good, that other labels do not have colons. Button, user manager, profile is not clickable. It's not supposed to be clickable. It's a rule of, it's given, it's not clickable. Search buttons, they are not clickable. Label misspelled, invoice versus invoice, good. First record, invoice number, blah 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 blah, word rejected is misspelled. Okay, basic stuff. Tolia logo in upper left corner should be hyperlinked to home page, which is true, I agree. That one should be, yeah, it should be linked to the home page, and it is not. Yeah, I agree, it's good. All drop-down boxes contain only one item. Don't click on them. All hyperlinks do not work. Why in the world you touch it? Guys, when you go somewhere and you get an assignment, and then half of your solutions, half of your answers are to the wrong assignment, so you are not answering you're not responding to the situation in the way it is given to you to respond. It's a big problem. Pay attention to the questions. Okay. Testing has been done on HP laptop OS's Windows 10 and Android OS, blah, blah, blah. You can take one. You don't have to really do anything on Android. Okay? It's a Windows application. I'm sorry. It's a browser application, web application. So if you do it on any browser, you know, which runs on Windows, let's say 10, it will be fine. So, invoice misspelled, last column. The idea of giving the picture is good. Yeah. Attaching the image is very good. Page 5 is missing. Look at that. No, it's not the one. Oh, wait a second. Where is the page 5? This one? Honestly, I don't know where page 5 is. I do not see any picture which talks about page 5 missing. Action, so button is missing. Good. It is a very good style to provide. It's a very good style to provide pictures, images. So guys, let me challenge you with a brief assignment. Okay, here is what we do. So invoice date, when you look at the search criteria, it says in between June 5th and September 30th. But one of the results here comes in October 1st, which is outside of the range. Now, I give you 3 minutes, okay, 4 minutes, and you write the bug report. You write it in Skype window here. In the Skype window, so you can see what other people are writing. You need to write a bug report, and I will analyze it in 3-4 minutes, so we will decide how it should be written. Not all data are in a range of criteria. Requested data was asking for invoice data range between blah blah blah. Okay. Invoice with due date are mixed. Selected to search. Not actual date format. Payment column is improper. Improper doesn't explain to developer what to fix. So I mean, that is a bug report which is not fixable, not actually to be understood. God knows what you mean. Totally a bug report. Bug is not exactly the word we use. Price with date blah 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 is out of date, chosen date range. You can say that, yeah. It's difficult to type it without seeing the range. What do you mean? You have it. You can run it on your system. What do you mean without seeing the range? Okay, guys, let me do mine for you. So I will make smaller window. So I would say, so each and every bug report should answer 3 questions. If the bug report is good, so we have a rule of 3 W's. 3 W's. So what happened? What happened? Yeah, where it happened, and under which circumstances. Circumstances. Now, let's look at that bug report. So let's say number 1. We are saying, you know what? I will just copy paste that one copy. So, and the column is invoice date. Okay. So I'm saying invoice date, it's uppercase, was uppercase. Invoice date column. So that is the location. Yeah. Where did it happen? Invoice date column. What exactly happened? A specific value, that value. And by the way, you see that invoice date I did in double quotes, which means what you see inside of the double quotes, it's a convention. So is the name of a control. It's not just English language word. It's a control on the screen. So such and such value, yeah, such and value. Okay, October 1st value, okay, is outside of the range specified. Specified where? Specified in copy. See, I always copy the strings so I do not make a mistake when I type them. In the range specified in invoice date fields. Okay. Fields. What is the range? And the range is this. Copy. 2. And one more copy paste. And again I put it in double quotes. Like that. So that is technically a kosher kind of bug report. In reality, it might be much shorter, but I'm just trying to show you the format more than what you're gonna write when you get to the company and start writing them like 10 bug reports a day. So then your style will change. So invoice date column. So where? Okay, invoice date column. What happened? value is outside of the range. That is what happened. Under which circumstances? No circumstances, it's always there. You look at it and it is always there. You don't have to click anywhere, you don't have to save anything, you don't have to send an email or receive an email or rename a folder or whatever. So, out of 3 W's, only 2 are relevant in that situation. Guys, let me ask you, is it clear what I just did? The logic, the style. Okay, so bug report is not exactly a technical kind of, not technical, say creative writing piece. It's a technical language. You don't have to really have a huge vocabulary to do that. Very limited vocabulary allows you to write all the decent bug reports, and you write it to the developer. So you write it to someone who knows pretty much what we are talking about, but it has to be detailed enough so people do not spend time figuring out what you mean. Because if you have to figure out what you mean, what's going to happen? First, they will complain. Okay? They will complain to the management. Second, they will prefer bug reports written by other people when it comes to resolving bugs. So you will have very low ratio of bugs fixed to the bugs reported. They will ignore you. Nobody wants to waste time trying to understand what you mean. So it's your job to be clearly understood. Okay, so we are kind of in testing QA business today. So again, you have tons of bug reports in that I'm sorry, in the forum topics. So we have one, we have another one, we have video where we discuss that stuff, maybe in greater detail. I just want to switch before we finish the session in 20 minutes. So I want to go to the survey which you did, because understanding of basic concepts in software testing is critical. So you will have lots of time to lots of opportunities to write bug reports when the projects come, and we have sessions on writing bug reports. So I'm more concerned with this part. Let's go there. And primarily I'm concerned with the level of engagement we have here, which is very low. Graphic user interface standards and guidelines are established by Microsoft, 64%. Guys, for Windows applications, it is established by Microsoft, nobody else. For web applications, it is US government. Then industry best practices are important. So when you work in a company and the question is how that thing should be done, you ask yourself, let's say you are testing web application and you go to the guidelines and there is nothing really they say about it, but you know what, couple of companies, let's say Google, Microsoft and Apple, just them, just them, are doing it differently. So it becomes industry best practices. So people like it. It becomes more and more popular. So if there is a requirement, it becomes must-have. Yeah? Something becomes must-have. But you know what? In graphic user interface, requirements and guidelines do not get updated every month. They get updated maybe once in 3, 4, 5 years. So within 3, 4, 5 years, until new version of guidelines will be published, what happens? Industry changes a little bit. So in 3, 4, 5 years, that change will be documented. So if just one company does it or 2 companies do that, and you look at that, you say, I like it. So now it is not must-have yet. It is nice to have. Nice to have. But if you see industry moving in that direction, then it becomes must-have. So industry best practices is something you look at and you say, aha, we are moving from nice to have to must have. And if it is must have, so you have to report it. That is how it works. Okay? Keep going. Define regression testing. Let's see what we've got. 82% are saying no new errors were introduced while making changes to the code. Good. Still, we have almost 9% saying make sure that previously fixed bugs are not back in new release. No, not really. Not really. It is not what we call regression testing. I mean, it is covered. So if previously fixed bugs are back in new release, it means the code was probably broken. But then it is covered under no new errors were introduced. So you do not want to say it is something like other bugs not coming and so on. Fixed bugs not coming. It's not the definition. What do you prefer? White or black box testing? So white box testing involves very solid knowledge of programming. Maybe not up to the development level, but still. And so when people ask you that question, they want to understand if the position they have is something you will enjoy. For example, if the position is black box testing and you tell them I'm interested in white box testing, you are not likely to get a job because obviously you're going to quit very soon or you are not going to be happy. You might stay being not happy because of the money or because not being able to find another job, but then really in that situation they have to let you go. So that is why they ask you that, and now we have a good question. A good answer is black box, but I would like to get involved in the white box testing as well, if there is a chance. We still have 9% saying black box, it is what I'm trained to do. That one is kind of miserable, you know. Basically what you are saying is, I would rather do something more glorious, but since I'm not capable of doing that, since I was trained only to do black box, so I'm looking for black box. So there is some element of misery here. You don't want that. You are saying, yeah, it's good. I mean, I'm looking for black box position, but since, guys, everybody needs some room to grow. But you can say, but you know what, in the long run, I definitely want to be involved in white box if there is an opportunity. Absolutely. They understand you need some room to grow, obviously. So you keep all the doors open, or let's say as many doors open as possible. That is the point. You do not want to shut the doors which you might use actually. If they ask you, do you want to be a developer? You say no. And you shut no door because they are not going to take you as a developer anyway. But if they will not give you the black box testing job because you say something, it's not what you want. What is quality? So we discussed that. It is a process of getting up to the customer's requirement. Quality is not a process. Quality is not a process. And when you say it is about customer requirements, well, first of all, customers do not have requirements, really. Customers might be happy or unhappy. So we say customer satisfaction. Customers do not have requirements. You do not, I mean, when you really shop for something, you do not have requirements. You just look at whatever is available and you like something or you don't like it. When we tell you how to answer the question, we tell you there are clearly two different perspectives. So one perspective is people, who are buying the software and people who are testing the software and developing the software. So there are two perspectives. You cannot come with one. Okay, the second answer. It depends on what perspective to see. You don't say it depends. You say there are two perspectives. Clearly different perspectives. From the customer and developer perspective, oh God. Developer? No. Developer is not working on customer satisfaction. Developer is working on implementing the requirements. Customer, yes, it is about customer satisfaction. Sales, marketing, public relations, company management, yes. Developer And customer satisfaction is a misunderstanding, total misunderstanding of the things. From QA perspectives, quality is how the product, how close it is to the requirements. Yes, developers and testers are on the same side. The product free of defects. It is not what it means. It is not what it means, and it also means instead of fantasizing, what quality is about, you have to learn what we tell you to learn about what quality is about. We give you interview questions and answers, and we did give it to you for the first session. And it says quality is customer satisfaction, subjective term. Depends on who the customer is. Each type of customer will have their own view of quality. That is quality. It's software quality. One bullet says measurement of how close the software is to the requirements and customer satisfaction. That is what we teach you. Okay, you might not learn it for whatever reason, but again, let me tell you, if you don't learn it for whatever reason, okay, you get nothing for that same reason when it comes to interviews and becoming successful in that class. Okay. Each one has their own view and quality. Guys, it looks like you really are ignoring what we teach. Subjective matter depends, customer satisfaction. Yeah. Like one person out of 5 or 6 really was doing the homework. Okay, quality, customer satisfaction. So when it comes to quality by itself, we talk about customer satisfaction. When it comes to software quality, we talk about two perspectives. But even when it comes to the quality itself, we might still talk about two perspectives. Okay, developers test their code. What software testers are needed for? Verifying a product that does what we think it does. And we use software tester to process a given confidence. I mean, total missing what we teach, guys. It's not what we teach, really. Testers analyze the differences between existing required product. No. Developers product different perspectives. Testers are responsible for regression and negative testing. Guys, if you do not do regression, if you do not do negative, nobody does regression and negative. We definitely view software from different perspectives. Our perspective is broader because developer is working on small piece which developer is assigned to do. We are looking at a much larger portion of the product, but when it comes to why testers are needed, if developers test their code anyway, regression and negative. Again, that is what we teach. I don't know. It's very, very frustrating what I see here, guys. Positive, negative, good. Most of negative and regression. Not just negative, regression. Developers do only positive testing. Test positive, negative. Negative and regression. Testing negative and regression. Good. Okay, keep going. What is gray box testing? Combination of black and white box testing. Why in the world you say that? Maybe you go to Wikipedia, maybe you search Google. Why don't you just study what we ask you to study? What's wrong with that? Anything is wrong with learning what we ask you to learn. It says gray box testing is, where is it here? Do we have it here? No, it's not here. Use black box. Okay, let me show you. If we go to number 4. No. Okay. Okay, let me show you something. So that is the password protected area. portnow.com/data/QA. Okay, and test, is it here under other? No, regression. Just a second. Test strategy, no, stress API. Just a second, guys, just a second. Test planning, no. We have more than that. Risk where is it? Introduction. Quality software, assurance software, possible. Oh, yeah, it is here. What is a gray box testing? So gray box testing is, okay, copy. Okay, gray box testing is using structural, design and environment information, complete or incomplete, to expand or focus black box testing and to enhance testing productivity by using appropriate methods and tools. Gray box testing is an extension. It is an extension of black box testing. Someone is giving us a link. Oh yes, I'm sorry. So, gray box testing. Yes, we do have it on the forum. I missed it. So it says gray box testing is using structural design environment information to expand or focus black box testing. Blah blah blah. So it is extension of black box testing. It is about using methods and tools, programming languages maybe. And we are saying lots of web testing is done in gray box area. So the answer was on the forum. I just didn't see it. Good, good. Thank you very much for the tip. So keep going. Combination of black and white. They say that on Wikipedia, but you know what the problem with Wikipedia? In each and every one of you, okay, we have 119 people in a class, and plus myself, 120 people. Each out of 120 people can go and write something on Wikipedia. Okay, it is not. It is not a combination. There is no combination of anything with white box testing, which is not white box testing. If you have to do something at the source code level, okay, there is no combination. It is still done at the source code level. Combination of black and white is white box testing. Developers do black box and white box testing as well. When developers look at what they develop from the user perspective, they are doing black box testing. So it is not. It is not. It is an extension of black box testing with using special instruments to go beyond GUI level. Absolutely. Combination again. Why combination? I don't know. And guys, another thing here. You know what? We have recording of the previous session. And when you look at the recording of the previous session, we go through exact same quiz which we did with the previous class. Okay? Which you didn't do and which is a must part of your homework. Okay? So, if you follow the basic guidelines which we have in our school, under no condition you would come with that answer. Because we already discussed that question. What are the common stages of software development life cycle? Software life cycle model describe phases, blah blah blah. Listen, the question is, what are the stages? You are saying it is about stages. I'm asking you, which stages? No answer. Element analysis, specification, architecture, implementation or coding. Good. Where does it come from? It comes from that same page. You go to the very bottom of that page and it says, what is the software development life cycle? And then you go to the, to the explanation. I copied that stuff from Wikipedia at some point, not recently. Element analysis, specification, architecture, implementation, testing, documentation. So that is exactly what we see here in that answer. It just takes to go and to learn it. What is the time process system developer from plan design? That is a time process system developer from plan, design, build, test. I wouldn't say it's in English. Probably, I don't know. It was an attempt to do it in English. It is a model that describes the following stages. It is not. It is not. The software development lifecycle is a conceptual model which describes system development process in stages, but not in the following stages. Whatever stages. We have multiple models with different stages. So software development lifecycle is not about describing the following stages. It is about describing the software development process in stages which are appropriate for that kind of project. Planning, design, building, testing, release. Planning, design, building, testing. Building, probably building means coding, programming, okay, development, okay. So whatever stages, guys, as long as you do not say it defines software development cycle. Planning the app and done. No job. Okay. So that is the end of your interview. Okay. Feasibility study, design. Well, in between feasibility and design, you would need requirements. Design, schedule. Why schedule? Not really. I mean, totally inappropriate. Gathering requirements. Okay, various conceptual models which depend from type of product. One of the most common waterfall model with stages: the requirement, design, implementation, verification, maintenance. Okay. Instead of verification, you would rather say testing then. So implementation. Instead of implementation, say development or coding, because implementation might be used in a different way. So when you go and install it and teach people how to use it, so it will be also called implementation. So implementation has multiple meanings, so I won't use it at all. It depends on the industry, but in general it is designing the product. Not really. To design the product you need requirements. To get the requirements you need analysis. So analysis, requirements, design, coding, testing. Fixing bugs is not a stage in software development life cycle. Okay. So guys, that big stuff is, I told you not to copy paste anything, okay? So we don't want it that way. Analysis, specific common stages are analysis, specification, development. Again, you don't have to elaborate anything. Give me the stages. There are stages. The question is, which stages? Okay. So typical problems in software requirements are ambiguity, yes. Incompleteness, yes. Contradictory, yes. Pretty good, guys, pretty good. Pretty good. Duplication is not a problem. Repetitiveness is not a big deal. It's good. Who is better tester? The one who submits more bugs, or the one who has more bugs fixed? It's kind of clear. So the one who has more bugs fixed. So writing poor bug reports doesn't make you a good tester. Good. What is ad hoc testing? Ad hoc testing, a random use of software functionality, simultaneously planning and executing, simultaneously executing and learning. It is a simplified form of exploratory testing. It is simplified form of exploratory. And it is about simultaneously doing multiple things. So planning, executing, and learning. So we do simultaneously plan and execute. We do simultaneously execute and learn when we do exploratory testing. It's not monkey. It's not random. There is a purpose there. There is some meaning. Okay. There is some meaning in how we do it. Okay, guys, we are back to your group. We are back to the group. And any questions so far? No questions? Can you hear me? No? No? Yes, okay. What about Orange HRM online form bug report? Online form bug report. Write it. What's the problem? If there is a homework which asks you to report bugs on Orange HRM, you go to the forum and report it. Okay, good. Someone says, I do not see your message in Skype group. So maybe he is not in the group. Is he in the group? No, I don't know. Okay. So, some people are typing about who is better tester. Why is that answer? Who is best tester? The better tester is the one who impacts the quality of the product in a more dramatic way. So if I have 25 bugs fixed and you have 10 bugs fixed, so my contribution is like 2.5 times stronger. It doesn't matter how many bugs you reported. The only thing which matters is the bugs which are fixed, because they change the thing. Random question, what's the answer? The answer is given. Actually, if you pay attention to what it says here, you will easily register. Where does it say ask you to register? It says, yeah, the answer to the question is right here. So here is the answer. It's given. Okay. Okay. So guys, testers not fixing bugs. No, it's not testers, it's developers who are fixing bugs. Definitely, if you write a good bug, let's say the more severe the problem is, the sooner or the likelier the fix is to come. So if you are a better tester, you find more important bugs. So importance impacts which bugs are fixed and which bugs are not. And then the level of delivering the bug, so how you write that report. So understanding what's important, what's not important, so prioritizing things. So as a tester, you have very substantial impact on which bugs will be fixed. Okay. So no, it's not you who fixes the bug, no. But you produce something which is to be fixed or not to be fixed. If it is not valuable enough to be fixed, it is not going to be fixed. So guys, you have lots of time in between today and Monday, when we have the session number 3. Okay, session 3. So my suggestion to you is do what you didn't do with session 2, do what you didn't do with session 1, and do what you have to do with session 3. Okay? And unless you really start participating, so guys, there is nothing to expect. I mean, really, that is I can tell you for sure. We've been doing that for many years, over 20 years. I can tell you, if you don't invest yourself, if you do not really do what you have to do, so there will be no result. It's obvious. So there are some requirements to be implemented. Okay, so we have requirements, and you do the implementation. Okay, and then the life will test it. The job market will test your implementation. So thank you very much. The recording will be ready maybe within an hour, and I'll talk to you Monday next week.